and I'm spinning him around, right? When I spin him, well, I come around, right? So it's the other way, right? Like he was here, right? Spin him around. Just turn around. Back to you, okay? So, it's early in the morning. I only had 1 cup of coffee, so give me a moment to catch up. But there's a couple of ways that you can choke. Very effective, but somewhat dangerous, is just lay the blade. We always talk about there's 2 blades on the floor, one on the top and one on the bottom. The blade on the top, lay it right across the neck. This is with the palm down, so I reach with the other palm and I'm pulling straight back. And you'll tap, I assume, when you feel something, right? He's stubborn. He's super stubborn, but not for nothing. Some of the joint locks that we do will not work on Frank, but chokes work on everybody, and that's an important lesson. Sometimes you can get somebody and you're like, God damn it, I feel like I'm gonna break their shoulder or their elbow, and they're not gonna tap. But the good thing about a choke is either they're gonna tap or they're gonna go to sleep. All right? Or with this one, which is why it's a little dangerous because of the way it is, you can actually do physical damage to the windpipe. So this is one I don't usually recommend. The next one is what they call, a rear naked choke, which is like a nutcracker, right? Everybody knows how a nutcracker works. You stick the nut in there. He's the nut, right? And you're using things. So what happens is here, that space in front of the elbow is where his windpipe is. So I'm not actually pressing on his windpipe. I'm pressing on the sides of his neck. Very interesting study that they did in Japan for judo to kind of justify judo as a Olympic sport and not like barbarism, is the fact that they prove that you're not really choking somebody, you're not really strangling somebody when you do this. You're putting pressure on the nerves that surround the veins and arteries on the side of the neck. And what happens is the body thinks it's not getting oxygen, so it goes to sleep. So it doesn't need more oxygen. But you're not really deprived of oxygen. You're fooling it. So here, right, I could just squeeze, but the real way to lock this in is I'm gonna grab my bicep, the top of my arm, and I'm gonna lock my other arm. It's not here, right? Because he's gonna reach up here and just grab my hand, right? Grab my hand now. Okay. He's pretty stubborn. The other thing is, actually, boy, come here. Only because Frank is tall and it's easier for me to show this, right? When you get this locked, so I'm squeezing, but I don't know if you can see it right. That's why I chose more. My elbow is actually gonna sink. In other words, not this, but this. And what happens is, not only are you increasing the pressure, but you're doing that. See, even with my fingers, it's annoying. That's how you choke someone. So what we're gonna work on, like I said, if let's say I'm doing it, doesn't matter what I'm doing, right? But I'm gonna smack him, spin him into a choke. Smack him, spin him. And again, like in the street, because I just want to get something, I may go for this one. Generally, though, I think as for practice purpose, we should always do this one. It's safer. Okay? When we're not adrenalized and we're going quiet and we're with people we trust, we can work this technique and you can feel it, right? But for now, let's work this one. Okay? And notice he's not letting me put my hand behind, but I don't want to be high up here. So I'm going to reach really behind his head. Right, I did the choke on Moy because it's easier for me to do it calm and showing you. Yeah, he's short, exactly. It's easier for me to go here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm doing the choke. Whereas Frank is a little taller, so like I'm up on the tippy toes trying to leap up to get him, right? But If you do have somebody that's taller and you still want to choke them, you know, barring having a step ladder, right? There's another thing that we can do. And if you did the seminars before, right, we talked about this thing called home, which means kind of pushing, right? We did it as a counter to turning throws, right? When Frank went to like hip throw me, right? Home, right, push out. So it's the same thing. If I turn him, if I turn him, right, and he's not, sometimes when you turn him, he breaks structure. But if he doesn't, I'm putting my hand in his lower back and pushing until I bring him down to my level. All right, and this is called home. And it's used a lot as a counter, right? Because anytime you turn your back to me to try to throw me, I can do this. And you can see now, it's super easy to finish. So if you're dealing with somebody tall, right, tall. The other thing is something we're gonna talk about in a minute, which is ba. If you have to, call, and then you'll get your choke. Does that make sense?
Yes.